Why would you eat a caramello just before filming? Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the monthly video where I go through and I talk about all the things I loved, all the events I went to, some of the stuff that I didn't love, and I usually touch upon a few things that I finished as well this month. I feel like this is going to be a really long one, so I'm going to skip out the empties this month and I'll just fill you in next month about the stuff that I did finish this month. I actually just finished filming a Get Ready With Me where I created this very simple kind of glowy everyday look. So if you're interested in that, this will probably be the next video that comes up, but keep an eye out for it anyway. If you are interested in seeing this, then please subscribe. We are going to get there. We're going to get to 1,000 subscribers one day. So subscribe and then turn the little bell on, because then you'll get like a notification that this video has actually come up. But if not, that's cool. Just sit back, relax, grab a drink, and let's go through all of the fun stuff. I'm going to do something a little bit different this month, and I'm going to go with what I usually finish with first. So usually I finish with like the products that I hated, or the disappointing products, or the fails, or whatever you want to call it. And there are two this month. One is just like a semi-fail and one is an absolute fail. The semi-fail for me this month was the Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel from Rimmel. And I'm not sure what happened with this, because I really like the clear one from this range. But I don't know, like I haven't had this that long, so I don't think that it's gone funny. But I just found that so much product comes out. Like you can't just use it straight from a tube. You really need to tissue off the spoolie before you go in. And as a result, I don't always have time for that. And so if I do go straight in, your brows end up looking so clumpy and over, like there's too much product. My absolute fail is something that's really strange, and I have to give you a backstory to this. While most of you were growing up and like, hello. Yeah, I'm on camera right now. That's okay. Are you almost home? Okay, bye. So, when you were growing up, you were probably like going out to the mall with your friends, or like hanging out, going to the movies, or, you know, I don't know, just like experimenting and growing up. And what I was doing is I was involved in like a club at school where we raised and showed goats. Like fancy goats, like Angora goats, but goats. That's why I was popular. I say that because I'm a bit of a, I wouldn't say I'm an expert in goats, but I know goats. Now this is important because recently I went to the Beauty Expo. I picked up some crown brushes while I was there, and I've been enjoying a lot of them, and one of them is actually in my favorites this month. But I picked up this one, and the first thing I thought when I saw this was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's going to be amazing. It's huge. And I actually did something that I don't usually do. I actually used it without washing it first. So I just sprayed it with some cleanser, some alcohol cleanser, and I just went ahead and started using it. And it was all really good, and it worked really well, and yada yada yada. It looks fabulous, all the rest. But then I went ahead and washed it. And it washed okay. It's looking a bit like tattered, but I'm not too stressed about that. It's fairly not expensive brush. But the mofo smells like goat. I am going to assume that this is actually made of goat hair, and a lot of brushes are made of goat hair. But I can't actually put this to my face because I've washed it like with fragrant like shampoos. I've washed it with brush cleaner, with alcohol, with all sorts of stuff to try and get rid of the smell. It literally smells like, you know, wet dog? You know how there's a wet dog smell, and you can smell your dog normally and it's just like, oh yeah, it just smells like a dog. But then you wet your dog and the dog smells bad. And that's exactly how this smells, except it doesn't smell like wet dog. It smells like wet goat. This is the strangest thing I'm ever going to say on camera, but it smells like wet goat, and it's so pungent that I can't even think about putting it to my face anymore. I'm literally going to just throw it in the bin because I cannot deal with how much this stinks. Okay, that aside, let's talk about, it's so weird, let's talk about the events that I went to. I'm going to try and keep this brief because there actually was a few recently. Now, this was actually at the end of last month, but it came the day after I actually filmed my favourites last month. So I went to a Gilded Cage showing, and it was like a masterclass on how to use their products. One of their products is in my favorites this month as well. And Gilded Cage is an Australian company who are really, really passionate about like using products that are very safe, that aren't going to harm your skin, you know, not using all those preservatives and stuff that you know, can harm us. And so it was really, really fun. I got access to the entire range. I've got a hair on my face now from that brush, I think. Yeah, so we got access to an entire range. I've just been flat out, but I really do intend on doing an entire swatch video for the eye colours and for the lipsticks. So stay tuned for that. That will be coming soon. Oh, this is so exciting. So after that, I went to the Mecca Christmas like preview. And I have to tell you, there is so much stuff. I think this is the biggest year ever in terms of Christmas, like limited edition and holiday palettes and all that sort of stuff. So some of the stuff that really, some of the stuff that really stood out to me are some of the palettes. So Mecca Max, you'll have seen that I've reviewed some Mecca Max stuff on this channel before. Mecca Max are coming out with an entire giant palette. That's really cool. There are like glittery lip toppers. There's stuff from Smashbox, which looks amazing. A face palette from Smashbox. The NARS sets. Oh my gosh, the NARS sets look like a piece of jewelry. I'll see if I can find a picture for you and insert it here. But yeah, there's a whole, if you can see, there's a little bit of footage here. The lighting, I have to say the only thing that was bad about this event was the lighting was so low. Like it was really pretty mood lighting, but to actually take photos that show true colours was impossible. The other thing that I'm super excited about, and hopefully you're hearing it here first, but Mecca Cosmetica, so there's Mecca Max and there's Mecca Cosmetica, they actually have a advent calendar. Oh, and it's huge. It's like a big box with lots of little drawers so you don't have to rip into anything. And there's a whole bunch of like some full size, and there's some mini products in there, but everything is so luxe. And then there was a Revlon masterclass as well, and they were launching their cream shadows, which are beautiful, and we got a bit of a play with some of the more funky colours like the blues and the greys and all that sort of stuff. So that was really fun as well. That was at the QT Sydney, which is my favourite hotel of all time. And then just recently, yesterday actually, in fact, I was so excited to be invited to another Mecca event, and this is with Mecca and Urban Decay. So the founder of Urban Decay was here in Sydney along with Ruby Rose, who's sort of the face of the brand, and they were here just to do a whole bunch of media stuff. And so Mecca threw together a bit of a meet and greet slash event for us, and the highlight was Ruby Rose, of course. She's astoundingly beautiful and well-spoken and charming. But another thing that people were going crazy for, like, you see people's true colours at these sort of things. I feel like buffets is where you see people's true colours. And this was similar to a buffet, where they had the entire Urban Decay, like, display unit, like the similar thing that you would see in a Mecca store, fully stocked with all the products. And we were just given a bag and told to go for it. And there was some, like, I'm not going to name and shame, there was some beauty bloggers, some really like well-known ones, who spent the entire evening glued to that thing and just getting as much as they could. I went there, I got 2 or 3 pieces. I actually waited till everyone had a bit of a go, and at the end I actually went and asked if I could possibly have the Naked One palette, because I've never tried it out before. But there was something that was like, it was a massive grab for product. I don't know. It's like a buffet. Anyway, whatever. No shade to anyone, but that was what that was. But that was really, really cool. I'm really lucky to get to go to these sort of things. I have to say no to a lot of different launches, just simply because they happen during the day when I'm working. But when I do get to go to one, I'm always so excited. It's so fun to hang out with you know, the friends that you make through blogging and stuff like that. Okay, I talked way too much. So let's move on to the products that really made a mark on me this month, the things that I really enjoyed. Now, I just spoke about the brush that I hated. This one is the polar opposite. It's the C439 Deluxe Buffer from Crown Brushes. You know me by now, I am a ride or die beauty blender person, but I know people love these sorts of brushes, so I just thought I'd pick one up and try it out, and I have been loving the coverage that it gives you. I think I'm a convert. This is obviously dirty, I use it today, but I'd be interested to try some other sort of these sorts of brushes. So if you have any recommendations for a really great buffer brush, please recommend them to me. I also, as I was saying before, the Gilded Cage event, we picked up all of the cream shadows, and this is the one that I've been loving this month. Of course it's pink, but this one is number 7, but it's just a really nice, easy to wear it by itself, wear it as a base kind of lid color, and I've been enjoying that, just patting it with my finger all over the lid for a day where I'm just like, quick makeup, out the door. These are just budge proof. Once they dry down, they're budge proof, but they also do work really well as a base as well. I think this is not the first time I've featured these in my monthly favorites. Not only do I love these because they're so hydrating and they're just great to pop on at night while you're hanging out watching TV, but the other thing I use these for, and you may have seen this in my Insta stories before, is if I'm going out for a big night, or if I've got an event or something very important, or just if I'm going out and I'm doing a fairly dramatic eye, I will put these on before I start my eye makeup. I do my eye makeup first, and not only do they hydrate my under eye so that my concealer looks really nice, but they also work really well as a shadow shield. And so you rip these off at the end. Don't say rip. You carefully take these off at the end, or after you've done your eye makeup, and your under eyes not only are clean, but they're also very, very hydrated as well, so everything looks nicer as well. The next product I absolutely love, and it's the best one I've ever used, but there's something I hate about it. So this is the Huda Beauty Lash Glue. It is without a doubt the best lash glue I've ever used. So this is the only lash glue where throughout the night I haven't had like an inner corner come off or the outer corner or anything like that happen. So it's the best lash glue I've ever used. However, I hate that it's a squeezy tube because you can't apply it straight to the lash band, because I found that it's there's a lot of bubbles in it. So if you do try and put it straight onto the lash band, the bubbles happen and it ends up all over the lash. So you have to kind of dispense just a little bit on anything. Because it's a latexy one, after it dries it just peels straight off. But by far the very best ever. If they made this with some sort of like applicator inbuilt, it would be heaven sent. I'm wearing them today. I'm an Ardell Demi Wispies fan. I think they're probably the easiest lashes you can apply ever. But coming in a very close second, are these. These are from Model Rock. I picked up 4 pairs of these at the Beauty Expo, along with a whole bunch of other different styles. But these ones are the ones that really have just wowed me. These are the hashtag, so number 299S. So these ones just have been working really, really well. They've got the invisible band. They're quite nice and wispy type, so they're almost like a different version of these wispies. I feel like these are the type of lashes that really suit me and aren't too heavy. Because my eyes are quite small and hooded, when I wear big lashes they disappear. So something like this where they're graduated, so where you have the short lashes to the big lashes, they still need to be trimmed, that's fine, but these ones really work for me. By the way, the only things that have been gifted to me so far was the lash glue and the Gilded Cage eyeshadow. So the other 2 products I purchased. Another product that I purchased that I've absolutely been adoring is this. This is something that I've heard about for many years and just never picked it up. So this is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. I think I picked this up from Crush Cosmetics, I can't remember. But yeah, this works really, really well, really fast drying. The only problem I have is I did store it sideways and it's leaked out a little bit. So I'll have to just check my drawer that it hasn't ruined things in there. But love this. This was gifted to me. In fact, I'm on their trial team and you will have seen I've posted about it recently. But I'm loving this cleanser. This is the Jelly and Milk Hydro Boost Cleanser. And it's one that you actually don't have to rinse off. So you just apply it, it melts your makeup down. I often use this as the first cleanse, but you don't have to, like if you don't wear a lot of makeup, you can just use this as a cleanser and then tissue it off. But it leaves your skin feeling really hydrated, it smells nice, it works well. I've used quite a lot of it, but you don't actually have to use a lot of it to work, so loving that. This was gifted to me a long time ago and it just sat in my products that I need to use and I never used it, and then I started using it maybe a month and a half ago and I'm absolutely in love. It is the Murad Hydro Dynamic Quenching Essence, and the word quenching is correct. So it's very, very liquidy. It's almost halfway between a lotion and a serum, but you apply it on your freshly cleansed skin and it is so hydrating. And sometimes I will apply only this and no moisturizer on top at night time, and in the morning my skin feels so refreshed. It feels so just moisturized, so really hydrated. So I've been really impressed with Murad products, because everything I've tried out I've really enjoyed. I think it was last month. Was it last month that I had the like glycolic towelettes? They were really good too. But I think I've had this for quite a while, and like I said, I just never used it because I've got such a large array of skincare to get through. But really love this. Another product you would have seen on my Insta stories or Instagram is the LV Extraordinary Clay dry shampoo. I really like this one because it is fairly colourless and it's really fine, but it does help to really lift the roots. This one is, there are some dry shampoos like the Coloran, for example, which are just so good at absorbing oils. This one is fairly good for that, but what I find it's really good for is just refreshing the overall hair and adding some volume. And like if you are going to curl your hair, you can spray a little bit in beforehand. It gives it a bit more grit. So this I've been enjoying, yes, definitely as a dry shampoo, but more so as a styling kind of product. Yeah, it's one of those undone kind of products. So I'm really loving that. This one was sent to me. Alright, so sorry if I'm a little bit off where I was. I had to remount my camera and do this ending bit again because it just stopped working halfway for some reason. I think a camera might be on the cards for me at Christmas time. So the second last product that I really enjoyed this month was this, and it's an unassuming product from Model Rock as well. And this one I purchased for, I want to say $5 at that beauty expo, and it's actually just a lash applicator, and it's just changed the way that lashes work for me, because I've always really struggled, because I've got nails, I've always really struggled to get the lashes really nice and close to my natural lash line, I guess you could say. I usually just place them on very carefully, and then I'll use this kind of devices to try and get them in. And then this flat side here works really well to press them down so that they really what's the word, adhere to your natural lashes. So this is way worth its money. I mean, you don't have to get a Model Rock one. This is just the one that I have used. But if you do struggle with lashes like I have in the past, this might be a really good investment for you. So without a doubt, my absolute favourite lip colour this month has been this one. And you will see that on my channel I have done a full road test / review of this. I actually pitted the NARS Power Matte Pigment in this shade Walk This Way up against a 3-course like full-on Italian meal, and this lasted really well. So definitely check that out, because you will see that this performs so well. This shade here is a classic me colour. It's just that kind of rosy, it's like quite a warm pink, but it's a rosy kind of pink shade. Really nothing negative I can say about it. It works really well. It's not too drying, very thin. The applicator is really good. Just tick. If it wasn't so expensive, I would probably have gone out and purchased every colour because it's beautiful, but I definitely do want to pick up one other shade. So I hope that everything got included, because like I said, things did go haywire for a little bit. But thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know if any of these are your favourites as well, or if you have any alternatives. Can you recommend a really nice big fan brush for me that doesn't smell like goat? As usual, thank you for coming and spending a little bit of time with me in my little corner of the internet. I will see you next time. Farewell, have fun, bye.